What is up, everybody? It is Gristle back again for another Journey into Anime episode. I always get tied up saying that. I don't know why. It's for Death Note episode 9. Quick recap from last episode. We had L getting surveillance systems put in the Yagami household. You had Light trying to work around that and figure out how to get, stuff done still with all this surveillance in his house and all that shit going on. And we just have so much stuff going on, and I cannot wait to get into this next episode. So instead of doing a long recap, why don't we just fucking do it? You guys already know what happened. I don't. I was just doing it for me. So let's do this. Let's get into episode 9 of Death Note. Here we go. Boom. Starting to run out of dance ideas. Just so you guys know, this video will be out on time. My second video of the week might be running a little late because I'm getting a late start on these videos. So if it don't come out Friday morning, it'll hopefully come out Friday night or maybe even Saturday. I'm going to do my best, though, to get the second video out. If I don't, I very much apologize. I just got a very late start this week on these, and they take a long time to edit. So, I'm going to do my best for you guys, though. So, please appreciate that. But like I said, the second video might be coming out a little later if it comes out. I'm sure I want to film it, so fuck it. I'm talking too much. Let's get into this shit. You guys made a fact that I missed that last episode, putting it in my reaction, but there you go, it's in there. This one's called Encounter, so let's get into this shit. What's wrong with it? He's tweaking out from them apples. He's really tweaking.
To kill them at random times, just like that. It's the perfect way to deal with these hidden cameras.
Gotcha. He's smart, dude. He's really smart.
I've listened to all of our audio recordings. We will remove the cameras and wiretaps.
There we go.
We still don't have any suspects. It's okay, Matsuda. We'll have to pursue other leads.
They're all like growing beards and shit.
Show me how he kills. Would that even be possible?
Huh.
Hey, I just checked and all the cameras have been removed. All of them.
Wow.
Every single one.
Took them all out.
Oh, are you guys making why you two are making such a big deal out of this?
Is he getting ready to take his exams?
The cause of stress was resolved before my exam. Once I get into university, I'll have a lot more room to act as a focus on finding out who L really is.
Oh, yeah.
You there! The exam will be starting. You there! Student number 162. Sit properly in your chair.
Oh my god. That's what I thought he was talking about. I thought he was talking about kind of trying to befriend Light. Like in the last little monologue L had. Holy fuck. Oh. Looks so desolate there. Uh-oh. Somebody else is coming? Oh, he got into university. Nice. I love Ryuk. Starting to see why people like him so much.
Is that Hideki? Yeah, you're right. He doesn't look anything like the real Hideki Ryuga. I knew I'd be giving the address with one other student.
Oh my god.
Expected this. I remember him from the exam center. He got into trouble for sitting oddly at his desk.
Oh my god.
He was off in his own world. As all of us embark on this new chapter,
What the fuck?
what this information actually is. I won't tell anyone. What is it? I want to tell you I'm Al.
No fucking way.
What? There's no way. What's he talking about? If he really was L, he would admit to it. I thought this guy was a bit strange, but this is... Don't act surprised.
What?
Off chance that he really is L, I have to... I chose to reveal my identity to you because I think you could be of some help to us on the Kira investigation.
Whoa.
Lied to Yagami. The likelihood that you are Kira is just you, but you're just too perfect.
What the fuck?
I can't think of anything that would put more pressure on you than this little scenario. Is L? No, even if he's not L, I can't do anything to him.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
If what he's saying is that I'm Kira, is he really L? Does he already suspect that I'm Kira? It's hard to say how much he knows.
Wow.
I must be under suspicion. Better if I just clear my mind.
This is insane. In-fucking sane. Wow. Dude, I'm just stunned.
Damn it! He got me! What do you... Damn, L! I've never been so humiliated in my life. Just a trap. If I kill him... and
He's wigging.
really L, that would be like announcing to the real L. Light is usually so calm, but he's snapped.
Wow.
Let me get into it. At first, it was L. It doesn't matter how sure I am. Regardless of the cause of death, if L dies now, the police are going to suspect me. I underestimated him. I never even considered the possibility that he would reveal his identity to me on purpose.
Oh, shit.
He could be telling
Fuck.
the suspects the same thing. Things going on.
Jesus, he's gone fucking nuts.
This is each other. This is interesting, Ryuga. If it's my friendship you want, I'll gladly accept it.
Wow, this is fucking insane.
And once you've told me what I want to know, there'll be no point keeping you alive. And I'll kill you. With my hands if I have to.
Fuck. Oh, Jesus Christ. My God. Oh my God. I'm spitting all over myself. Let me just say that this was, like, by far, this was my favorite episode so far. This episode, like, I always say they're mind-blowing, but this one really fucking did the job. It fucking threw me for a loop. And I'm so excited. I'm, like, spitting everywhere. I don't even know why. That's fucking gross. Anyways, let's get into this. The review of the episode 9 of Death Note. Let's do this. I got all my notes, by the way, like I always do. I go back and watch the episode after I watched it originally for the reaction and write some notes, so I have something to talk to you guys about. Each episode that gets going further and further into this, I'm loving Ryuk more and more. Like, a lot of you guys have told me this, like in the comments, like you guys always leave. You guys tell me how much Ryuk is your favorite characters and whatnot. And, like, I'm starting to see that. He's fucking hilarious. Like, because that's what people are saying. He's really funny. But, like, his withdrawals he's having for these apples are making him just fucking hilarious. And I just love that he's like that. Because he started out as, like, this serious thing. And now he's, like, he's just really fucking funny. He's the comic relief inside this fucking massive chess game we're having. You know, speaking of chess game, the chess game ensued there at the beginning with Light, why am I tearing up? I'm like tearing up because I'm so excited about this episode. How Light was talking about how he was figuring out different ways to get names and stuff, and then write them down when he's outside of his residence and whatnot. And then L talking about how he couldn't get any solid evidence through the surveillance cameras, so he would take those down. But then he made this cryptic kind of, little sentence that I kind of thought I knew what he was talking about, because he was talking about maybe getting close to him or something. I can't remember exactly the wording in it, but I was like, yeah, there's no way he's gonna go up and meet Light. That'd be weird. I was even though I thought that, I didn't believe it would happen, but I was totally fucking wrong. So holy shit. Now, one thing Light did say that made a lot of sense was him talking about when he gets into college, he'll have more space to operate and do his stuff, as far as Kira goes and the Death Note and whatnot. The only thing is, but now that I think about it, it doesn't make sense. I was like, if he does go to college, he's not going to have the access to those police files that his dad brings home every night, or whenever his dad does come home. He wouldn't have access to those files. But he hasn't had access to those files since the security's been up, or the surveillance. So I guess that doesn't really matter. But I think him having access to those files would kind of help him in his kind of Kira-esque type things he's doing. But like when he does go to college, he will have more space. Obviously, they can't put surveillance in his dorms and whatnot without being weird. So it does make sense, but it is a cool kind of analogy that, yeah, he is going to have more space in college. But then like I said, he's going to, I keep repeating myself, he's going to lose access to those files. Holy shit. Now the part that started the blowing of my mind out the side of my head was in the entrance exam when he started taking it. I thought originally that teacher that was walking up through the aisle was talking to Light. Well, then he walked past Light and then was talking about somebody else sit right in your chair or something, he said. I can't remember exactly what he said. He said something to that fact. Then you saw, I believe, you saw his feet. Was it his feet? Yeah, I believe it was his feet first. And like all of a sudden, I just felt this sinking feeling inside of like, is he really fucking doing this? Is L really fucking doing this? And then it scans up and you see his face, and I was like, whoa, this is happening. This is happening. What the fuck? I couldn't even gather, what was going on. I was like, we're not even 1/3 into the series yet, and L is like, kind of revealing himself to Light or to Kira, and I was like, okay, maybe he's just doing it at a distance, but still, this is close. This is dangerous, To get off that subject for a second, they cut to a scene where it showed the Shinigami realm, and it showed. Excuse me, I just had a really big yawn there. Just hit my mic. It showed the Shinigami realm again, and they had the little group there playing cards and whatnot. But then the one they never said his name, but they were talking about Ryuk and his pet. What it comes down to is the one Shinigami. They never said his name, but he's gonna come check in on Ryuk. So that's gonna be interesting to see how that goes. Because I don't know how their rules work, and so will Ryuk be kind of put in his place, or I don't know how that all works. So it'll be interesting to see another Shinigami come into the our realm. Okay, now back to the L and Light Kira situation. Now when they were at the ceremony and they both went up to speak, I was like, man, they're getting fucking closer and closer to each other. And I was like, this is insanity. This is fucking insane. And then, okay, they said their speech and everyone was talking about how, in the crowd, how Light looked, proper, and like L looked kind of disheveled and whatnot. And I thought that was funny. But when it came down to, and then when they went back to sit down, Light started talking L started talking a lot, and I was like, about like the case and whatnot, and I was like, dude, he's fucking revealing too much right out the gate. He's getting too chatty right now. Like, that's what was going on in my head. I was like, he's getting too chatty with Light. You know what happened last time with this shit with Pember's girlfriend. But the thing is, Light don't know L's name. He just knows L, and he knows this alias, obviously, that he went by for his college name. But then the mind-blowing moment, like, that L revealed himself to Light. Holy fuck, dude. I could not fucking believe those words came out of his mouth. I was just in awe. I was in awe right at that moment. I'm speechless now. I just couldn't believe it happened. And then when L went into the circumstances why he was able to do that, and the pressure that it would put on Light to either have a reaction to it or was fucking genius once again on L's part, you know? He forced his hand onto Light, or Kira, he thinks, or possibly thinks, 5%. He forced his hand onto him, and there's nothing he can really do about it, because if Light does do anything, as you know, or Kira does do anything, you know, it'll obviously incriminate Light Yagami. So it was fucking genius. And the thing is, Light kept his cool so well in that moment, because yeah, like he said, if he didn't, obviously that would just, you know, incriminate him more. So like, I still can't, like, when I rewatched it to take these notes, I fucking was still in awe. Like, my jaw dropped the second fucking time watching it, knowing it was coming. I still had that reaction. And you know, it's just like I said, mind-blowing episode. Now, when Light finally got home, he finally was able to release his fucking either anger or frustration or whatever it is, because he knows he's fucked. And he knows that he can't do anything about it. One, because he don't know L's name. But two, even if he did know L's real name and he was to kill L, it would fucking incriminate him right out the get-go. So he spazzed out, and he was like fucking talking about how trapped he was. And it was just, you know, you really saw him starting to freak out. But then he composed himself, and he realized, okay, there's a way around this. I can fucking do this. And he pretty much accepted the challenge. And it's like, holy shit, this stuff is going to get really real now. This is going to get really real. So, I don't fucking know. Oh my God. I'm so excited to see what happens next. I want to know what you guys thought of this. When you first saw this episode, what did you guys think of this shit going on? Holy fuck. Let me know down below in the comments like you always do. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe if you haven't, because that just helps me out and makes me feel like this is all worth it. So, as always, guys, thank you for the support. Thanks for watching my stuff, and I hope you enjoy. I love you guys. Peace.